What U.S. president was the first to be born in a hospital and became a lifelong champion for human rights? All right, here's where we begin. Hi, everyone. This is Leah, and I've got to say, I'm pretty excited to unpack today's topic with you all.
Hey folks, Garrett here. Leah, I'm totally down for today's exploration. Jimmy Carter's quite the character to dive into, isn't he?
Absolutely. So welcome everyone to Laid Back Learning with Leah and Garrett.
All right, let's set the stage for this one. Our topic today is Jimmy Carter, American politician and former U.S. president. So get this, Leah. I once went to a museum exhibit dedicated to Jimmy Carter. They had an interactive feature that I thought was broken.
Oh no, what happened?
Well, it turns out there was this big red button supposed to start the exhibit presentation. I spent like 10 minutes trying to figure it out, only to discover I hadn't pushed the thing. Talk about feeling sheepish, right?
That's a funny twist. Honestly, those interactive museum parts can be counterintuitive sometimes, but it sounds like a pretty memorable experience. Okay, here we go. From the top. Jimmy Carter's presidency is so rich in themes of civil rights and humanitarian work. Starting with his groundbreaking status as the first president born in a hospital, it's reflective of shifts in healthcare norms from home births to more medicalized settings, right?
Yeah, totally. It kind of marks the transition America was making in terms of modern healthcare accessibility. But Carter's life isn't just about where he was born. It's more of a dark horse story, right? Rising up from a small town in Plains, Georgia, and eventually becoming a significant international figure. How does that transformation even happen?
Exactly. Carter grew up amidst agricultural settings, and those rural values shaped his lifelong passions for community involvement and agrarian issues. While also attending the U.S. Naval Academy, it's honestly a testament to his dedication to public service.
Let's dig into this. During his time in the Navy, especially in the submarine service, Carter mastered technical expertise and strategic thinking, both of which hugely influenced his policies as president. Plus, his marriage to Rosalind in 1946 marked the start of not only a personal, but a lifelong professional partnership focused on issues like mental health and equal rights.
Totally get where you're coming from. And after returning to Georgia to manage his family's peanut business post-Navy, he had to tackle economic challenges head-on, growing into the political arena. He first joined as a state senator and, after initial defeats, became governor of Georgia, each step a building block for his presidential triumph.
Let's move ahead. The civil rights movement was crucial to his political evolution, marked by his outspoken stance against racial segregation. That advocacy actually pushed forward a progressivism in Georgia during times of heightened racial tensions.
Right, and that progressive shift was bold. His presidential campaign was about revitalizing governmental trust, leading to diplomatic achievements like the 1978 Camp David Accords, which brought peace between Egypt and Israel. Here's where it gets really interesting.
What a puzzle to figure out. His presidency wasn't easy, though. The 1979 Iran hostage crisis was like a huge blow and really tested his diplomatic mettle.
Indeed, and though he lost his re-election bid in 1980 to Ronald Reagan, his post-presidency work speaks volumes. Establishing the Carter Center in 1982 brought focus on global healthcare and peace building, further solidifying his hero status with a Nobel Peace Prize in 2002. Can you believe that's even a thing?
All right, let's roll on. There's this big unanswered question about the effectiveness of his reorganization of state agencies in Georgia. Some critics argue the cost savings didn't pan out as expected,
That's where reform complexities come in. Even if the immediate savings weren't seen, I sort of feel it symbolized the modernization and progressive interests Carter had for Georgia. What do you think?
I see your point. There's a lot of layers, and honestly, some ripple effects take time or can only be seen with hindsight. Plus, all those varying expert opinions can really change the narrative for something like fiscal management, right?
Absolutely. Let's keep this going. Carter's pop culture moments, like the infamous Playboy interview where he admitted to lusting in his heart, showed a different side of honesty and humility. Kind of risky, but very forthright.
That's a story worth telling. His work with Habitat for Humanity really cemented his public image beyond politics. It's where his hands-on approach made waves in community service. In fact, it even got me into volunteering when I wasn't busy, which, funny enough, wasn't the best fit for my craftsmanship.
Here's where it gets really interesting. I would love to see photos of you working on those houses. Just saying.
Oh, I'm sure you'd get a kick out of them. All right, so that ties it up nicely for why studying Carter matters. His diplomacy, humanitarian efforts, and personal integrity offer a model of leadership worth reflecting on and learning from.
So there's your big picture. Let's not let this one slide by. Despite the challenges and criticisms, Carter's lived experiences and leadership continue to influence global politics and humanitarian strategies. That's close to the heart of it.
And there we have it, full circle, folks. Leah and I gotta say, thanks for tagging along with us through Carter's life and legacy. Stay curious and keep exploring those historical figures.